Oh, hi there. I was gonna go ahead and just decide to make this a thing called Random Thoughts, where I express how I feel about certain things. And right now, I want to talk about police. I don't really understand why people like police in this world anymore. Turns out the police do a lot of bad stuff. And that's why I like to call them road pirates, because they are road pirates. They drive around all over the road and harass people and collect money that they didn't earn, that they don't deserve. And I don't know why people think that that's okay. Why do we live in a world where we have to just say, the path of least resistance is better than the other options? Options, plural. Because, we don't need to have police. I don't believe we need to have cops. Because what do they do? They always show up to a crime late unless they, catch the guy red-handed in the act of doing something. They don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. They they don't help anybody. As far as I can see, they don't help nobody. It's like every now and again you get a feel-good story on the news. Oh, this cop saved a squirrel. Oh, this cop acted so heroic, and then they don't want to dig into their past because they've shot 9 people. They've used excessive force, and they've ruined countless lives by taking people to jail. And I just don't get it. I just don't understand why people think that the cops are the good guys. Now, when I was a kid, I used to think that the cops were the good guys. I could believe that the cops were the good guys. You know, I, I like everybody else. I watched the show Cops when I was a kid, and I used to think, okay, yeah, they're doing good stuff. You know, but then I started thinking a little differently when I turned about 14. I started noticing things that just didn't add up. People getting stopped for no reason. They just assume that you're doing something wrong and they want to come harass you. Or, you know, they just want to go fishing so they can meet their ticket quota, arrest quota, or something even worse. Maybe even a kill count, body count. It just doesn't stop. This whole decade has been real weird because we didn't always have camera phones that could record the police at any given moment. And they didn't always have body cams. And when I first saw that stuff coming in, I was actually really scared. I'm like, man, there's going to be a lot of bad stuff on these body cameras. Turns out I was right. Turns out it was all true. Sometimes, I think the only good cops are in movies and video games. Because I don't see good cops. To me, there are no good cops. There are no good police. Why do I think that? Because I've been to jail a couple times. And a lot of the stuff was for nothing. It was for nothing. A couple years ago, I got arrested over a bicycle light I'm like, how can you do this to somebody and still go home and sleep at night? I lost a job here recently because I got pulled over and they say I was driving while suspended and speeding and all this other stuff. And I lost the job because of that. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't use my car to go to work safely so that I could actually make enough money to find a new house. I mean, I feel like a lot of the stuff that they do is just egregious. It's just too aggressive, too too much. It's like it's too much power for any one man or group of individuals to wield. It just doesn't make sense to me. Going back a few pages, I said something about feeling suicidal, and it's like, yeah, that was why. Because I'm dealing with a lot of the stuff in my town with people shouldn't be homeless where I'm at. There's more houses than homeless people, and I don't understand why the police, if they was really good, they would do something about it. They would look into somebody's eyes and say, "We're going to help you. We're not going to have a homelessness problem. We're going to take care of our community." But they're taking care of the community in the wrong way. It's just the wrong way. You know, that's why I have a distrust of the police. It goes back to when I got arrested over a bicycle light. It's just like it didn't make sense to me. It really tore me up inside, and I play video games all the time, and how they blame video games on the news for these violent people that they get a gun and or a knife or whatever, and they go on a killing spree. And the only question I have is, why haven't I done that yet? Because I'm not a monster? Because I'm not insane? You know, the cops just want business as usual. But when they did that to me, I kind of just I almost became one of those people you hear about on the news. And I don't like to admit that, but yeah, I was almost there. I was ready to die because I couldn't stand, when somebody tries to stay out of trouble, somebody tries to not get involved in stuff, it eats away at you. It eats away at your soul. You can't do that to somebody. You can't just, you know, kidnap somebody and then charge them with a crime, make them feel, you know, as low as can be. You can't do that in this world. You can't make somebody feel low because then they will go on a killing spree. They will commit a tragedy. Here, let me put out this cigarette for a second. Well, I don't know. I just think that some of the things that happen in this world are wrong, and I need to be the one to say something. Like I said, business as usual. That's what people want. People want business as usual. Nobody wants to step outside of their comfort zone. So, I'm going to wrap this up here, and let me know what you guys think, okay? Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and need I remind you, do whatever you want. because only God can judge you. Nobody else. Only God can judge you. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Bye, everyone.